The Rams are going ahead and enjoying a bye week right now, and I just kind of thought I would give my mid-season review. I'm gonna go ahead and call it for the LA Rams 2021 season as of right now. It's just gonna be kind of my personal general thoughts on what I personally think where the team is at, how they perform, their struggles, and where I think they're based on what's happened in the first half of this season, where I think they might end up. But it's really just going to be, kind of my own opinion of from what I've seen from the team. So I'll go ahead and just while there are some glaring concerns, and yes, I know we just got embarrassed on Monday night, and we got embarrassed against the Titans on Sunday. Not holy cow! So okay, so we actually we lost two in a row, but we also lost two in a row on national television. I actually didn't even realize that till just now. That's crazy. But and I know that was rough, but overall overall I while there are some concerns I have for the team, overall I am pleased with how the Rams have performed as of right now at the midway point of the 2021 season. Um, they are currently 7-3. That's pretty darn good. In fact, it's better than, as Rams fans we know, by this point in the season for many years, many years before McVay got here, we were effectively the season was effectively over. We were just pretty much trying to vie for draft picks, and see what we were already talking about next year's draft because we've been eliminated from the playoffs that early, because we were so bad. But we're 7-3, so overall, I'm pleased with that. I think I'll start with the offense. The offense, I believe, overall so far has performed well. Um, there are a lot of issues I have with it, but so far they've performed well. They did not perform all that great the last 2 weeks, but that is something I'm going to get into a little later about how the Rams tend to struggle with more physical powered football teams. But I'll get to that in a second. I believe the upgrade at quarterback, the quarterback is a complete upgrade. All right, Jared Goff. I don't dislike Jared, man. I like Jared. He seemed like a cool guy. He wasn't doing it for us. So we get Matthew Stafford in a crazy trade in the offseason, and he has been awesome. He has been real as someone who really I knew who he was, but I really didn't watch a lot of Matthew Stafford throughout the years. But just watching him, just conduct himself as a professional to the media, talking. You hear from other players how he just seems he's a very team guy. He's very hands on. He's very likable. All the guys, they all like him. They speak very highly of him. They like being around him. He's working hard with the wide receivers. And he's being asked to do a lot for a guy who is in his first year of a new offensive system and a complicated one at that. So, all things considered, I think Matthew has performed quite well. And he's had his struggles. Did not look that great last week, but that was not all him. That was a variety of factors. But I am glad he's here. I'm glad he's on this team. I really value his leadership. He has a pretty good deep ball. You know, he's he's I mean, the throws just look so clean, dude. Like you got to understand watching Jared for so long. Jared, he throws a lot of ducks. You know, he has when he it's kind of crazy how much ducks he throws as a professional quarterback. But I won't get off on a tangent there. But you know, Matthews struggled a little bit when he's had some interior pressure. I think that's more more of a coaching situation than Matthew himself. But thought overall, I thought he's played really well. You know, the offense has played pretty well. I'm pleased with the offense. You know, they do. It is a little concerning that against some of the tougher competition in the NFL, they tend to struggle a little bit. You know, but like I said, it's a new quarterback. It's his first year in the system. These things take time. Chemistry takes time to build. You know, we got to remember that. That's something everyone keeps, you know, the sports media keeps going on about the Super Bowl. We keep forgetting the guy just got here, you know, so these things take time. Considering that, I think they performed well. Throwing the football around. They just gotta play a little better against some of the better teams, man. I think they just gotta kind of toughen. They gotta toughen up a little bit, and they gotta have much better play calling because the play calling in these primetime games have has not been the best. Um, I do think we need to run the football more. I am pleased with how Daryl Henderson and Sony Michelle have performed when they run the football. I just think we need to give it to them more. You know, I get the feeling that Sean, uh, having lost some like Johnny, like having had some injuries, you know, to the tight ends and to the offense, I get a sense that maybe these injuries are maybe, and the fact that Sony Michelle and Daryl Henderson are kind of injury prone, are preventing Sean from wanting to run the ball more. And the more I think about it, the more that actually makes kind of sense. He's trying to preserve these two guys, you know, for the playoff push. And Sean, I get that. I really do. That does it makes sense that you would do that considering we've had a bunch of injuries to the running back position this year. So I feel you on that. But the thing is, you still have to run the football. You know, you have to have an element. You have to have a physical element. You have to have that smash mouth football element to your team. Okay, it's you don't have to be the most physical team in the league, but you know you have to. Teams need to understand that you're gonna put up a fight too. You're gonna hit them too. You're not just a finesse, big play, big show. You know, put on a show football team. You know, you'll get down in the dirt. You'll get dirty. You'll hit these keep these dudes in phone booths. I believe the expression is, and you'll maul these dudes. You need to have that element to a championship team. They don't have to be dominated by it, but they need to have a certain element of that. And the thing is, I just so far in the 2021 season at the midway point, I just really have not seen enough of that. Okay, you know what I mean? It's just I feel like they I'm not saying they're soft or a soft team or anything. I'm not saying that. I feel like against the more the physically powerful teams, we tend to struggle a little bit. And I don't know if that's maybe we're just not physical enough as a whole. I'm not speaking for everyone. Obviously, people like Aaron Donald, very physical. People like Jalen Ramsey, very physical. We got physical players on the team, but I'm just talking like on a as a whole. You know what I mean? As a whole, I don't think we are physical enough. It's you got to be able to set the tone. You can't let a division rival smoke you 5 times in a row, and then on the fifth time, literally run the ball 42 times on you and just push you around, dude. That's embarrassing. You can't do that if you want to be a championship team. The high flying stuff, you need to have that, but it's not enough. You need to be able to play smash mouth football, Sean. So when you hear me go on about running the ball, it's not just about running the ball. It's about establishing yourself as just a team who's here to fight. You know, a physical team that will hit you in the mouth. You know what I mean? So championship teams have this, and I believe the Rams need to. We need to improve upon that area. I would say for the second half of the season, if we have aspirations of winning the Super Bowl, and we do, and I do too, and I believe this team can do it. I'll go ahead and say that I think the Rams can win the Super Bowl this year. I really believe that. I do not like looking forward like this, but if you're going to ask me, do I really think they can do it this year? I think they could with the horses we have. But they're not going to do it unless they change some very important fundamental aspects that a championship team needs to have. One of which being just being much more physical uh, against tougher teams, and a lot of that goes with the play calling. You know, sometimes Sean, you just gotta run the ball down the other person's throat for like a good drive or two, just to let them know you're here. You know what I mean? So that is that is a criticism I have of the team. You know, that's otherwise. I know we've had a bunch of injuries, and I know it's the first year of the system, but overall, I think we've played well, and just we just got some things to improve upon, and I think Sean has to improve the play calling. Like I just said, he just needs to run a little more. He needs not to panic as much when we are facing a deficit. Too many times, I've seen him. You can tell by his erratic play calling, and I'm not trying to call you out, Sean, or I'm not trying to be like disrespectful or anything. I'm really not, but it is quite clear when we are behind that you are panicking. You know, because you the complete when you completely abandon the run, you're playing like no huddle, get to the line really fast, and then it just seemed like a lot of times they don't seem the players, the offensive players, don't seem set or ready to go when you want them to hike the ball. You know what I mean? And then we go three and out real fast, and we punt it right back to the Niners, and they just grind out another long drive before scoring again. You know, it's just you sometimes you just gotta slow things down a little bit. That would be my piece of advice as a random guy on YouTube who has never coached a day in his life. All right, I'm just a fan, giving my opinion and giving what I believe you should do to help the team for what it's worth. So I just feel like the team, you know, the whenever just try this when you if you get behind by 14 points again, take a deep breath and just literally, if you're confused or if you don't know what to do, like you don't know exactly which play to call, just call a power running play. Just call some outside zone run play, call some trap run play, you know, with Sony or Daryl. I feel like, Sean, if you the O line and the running backs would surprise you if you decided to run more. I think whenever you do run it, I think we run the ball quite well. In fact, I haven't seen a situation where we have been stuffed at all this season. Maybe I'm just not remembering it, But so far, I feel like every game we run the ball at will. We just don't do it a lot. So something to improve upon. That is that's what I feel about the offense. I feel there's a lot of room for improvement, but I am overall pleased. The defense, I think, has performed. Overall, I think we have performed well. I just don't think we've performed very well the last 2 weeks, and a lot of that I feel, and I've heard a lot of fans are really upset with Raheem Morris. I am too, and they're calling for him to be fired. And while it remains to be seen, and I do wonder if there's someone better we could get. I just don't think there's someone we could get right now at the midway point of the season. I just I just feel like firing him now just would add more problems as opposed to solutions. You know what I mean? So it's it, unless they had someone dialed up ready to come in, I just feel like it's best to wait till the off season to do something like that. And the defense just seems it just scheme wise it almost see I don't see the adjustments like I did last year. One thing Brandon Staley was very good about was you could tell in 2020 like when we were struggling with an offensive team and at halftime, like you could tell when we came out for the second half that there was real adjustments. Like the defense, we were the number one rated defense last year, you know, and you could tell when we came back on the field that we kind of shut the offense down. You could see the difference in play because of the adjustments to whatever opponent we were facing that week. Brandon Staley, I thought, did a very good job with the team. The only thing I wish they could have been a little better at is, like I said before, they needed to be a little more physical against the run. The run really killed us in the divisionals last year against the Packers. And I feel like that's going to be our Achilles heel again this year if we don't change, because it just seems like when the defense, while I don't see the adjustments that Raheem, I just don't see Raheem making the adjustments, and I worry that he just doesn't really know how to which adjustments to go to. That's what I worry about. I don't know. I'm not saying I could do better. You know, I'm just like I said, I'm not a coach. I'm just a guy on YouTube. But from my observations, it just seems like Raheem doesn't really know where to go if he runs into trouble. It almost seems like he just picks a particular scheme for the week and we stick with that scheme no matter what happens. But sometimes, and this goes for Sean too, because it seems like that on offense sometimes. Sometimes y'all gotta make the adjustments and switch it up on the fly. Okay, even if you guys didn't like practice it during the week. I mean, y'all are professionals. You have it in the playbook. Y'all should know how to run the plays. You know what I mean? You should, even though you didn't practice something during the week, and I know this is easy for me to say as someone sitting on the couch, but I feel like that y'all are able. I feel like the players are able to do that, Sean. I feel like if you switched up the scheme in the middle of the game to make proper adjustments uh, to a team that we're playing, which we could have used the past 2 weeks, I think they can do that. I think it just would have been better for the defense to make up those, because we were talking about defense, just to make those make the switch. But another big problem is I just don't think the defense needs to kind of tighten up a little bit. You know, they need to get a little more physical. Do y'all see a recurrent theme here? I think the team needs to be a little more physical. I don't think we're physical enough, and and it shows when we let San Francisco run the ball 42 times on us and blow us out on Monday Night Football. Just completely abuse us. So, and obviously not everyone on the team's like that. Like I said, the defense, Aaron Donald's extremely physical. So is Jalen. But as a whole, as a unit, they need to get a little more of that. Which makes me like, Sean, do you guys not, because I notice you guys take a lot of days off. You know what I mean? Maybe that's just me. I know that during the bye, everyone got sent home. I think if I'm not mistaken, I don't think there was any type of practice this past week. I think they just kind of they just really went home, and a few guys came in like for injury stuff. I could be wrong. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like that's what happened. But and ultimately, I think that's actually the right decision because we were in a tough spot. We lost two big games. We really did not play well in those big games, and it was on national television. So in this situation, I could see a situation where give the guys a bit of a breather, let them get their head right, because it's not easy losing like that on national television 2 weeks in a row. So I actually agree with that decision, but normally I just like, are y'all like, I saw this crazy drill on Ohio State was doing, the circle drill. Like, do y'all do that, Sean? Like, do y'all do things like that where you have like you guys just circle up and literally the drill, for those who don't know, is just essentially the team of guys just makes a circle somewhere on the field, and two guys step into the arena and they just run into each other and they try to push each other, excuse me, over the line, and whoever can push the other guy first wins. So I saw this. It was pretty cool, man. I saw this on YouTube. Sorry about no audio, but like, I think this was back in 2017. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Everyone circles up. He blows the whistle, and y'all just go at it. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Like, isn't that cool? Look at that. And then they're going to go down and they're going to hit each other again. Look at that. Everyone's cheering. That's everyone's kind of talking smack, having a good time. It's very high energy, It just and it makes for an angry physical team. This is how you do it. At least this is partially how you do it. And I don't know if the Rams really do that as much as they should. Maybe I could be wrong. I'm not at these practices, but Sean, like, are y'all doing this? And if you're not, I feel like maybe you should, because I think the team would benefit from being just a tad more physical. Like I've said a bunch of times in this video here, but ultimately, that's what I feel would be the best for the defense. And Sean, maybe you could help Raheem out with the defensive adjustments and play calls. I know that is a lot to ask of you with your offensive duties, but that you could use this as our opportunity to simple up the offense and maybe just call a simpler plays, simpler pass plays, simpler run plays, more run plays as you try to figure out this defense. And I think as a result of doing that could benefit the team. That's just my opinion. So, but special teams needs a lot of work. But Matt Gay's doing well, Hecker's doing well. But so far we're 7-3. I know we've had a couple of rough losses. I've gone on way too long here, so I need to cut it off here. But we've had some pretty bad losses, but overall I am pleased. The Rams are a very good football team, and they are one of the best football teams in the NFL. Don't forget that. And I know y'all know this, but it is important to know that this is one of the best teams in the league. team that we're a fan of is one of the best in the league. They're not. They're just not the best right now, but they are one of the best. So I'm pleased that they're doing well. I just feel they got to tighten up on a few things. They got a few concerns I want to see them get better at if they want to win the championship. But overall, I'm pleased. I'm pleased, Sean. I'm very proud of the job you've done here. I very much appreciate it. I can be very critical sometimes, but it's only because I have high expectations for the team. In fact, you're like the best coach we've had since Dick Vermeil, and I would argue you're even better than Martz, to be honest. But it's you've been so great to the team. I just feel like you just need to change. You just need to evolve a little bit more, and I think you'll be one of the you'll cross that line into the championship caliber coach. I think you're almost there. You're almost there, Sean. You just need to gotta tighten up on a few things, and you'll get there. So that's gonna be it for now, guys. Really rambled on there, but that's gonna be it for now. I will catch you guys on the next one, and as always, go Rams.